Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am Bunky. I'm going to be bringing you a Quarian male infiltrator video guide today, and I'm going to be strapping the N7 Crusader to him. I shake my fist at you in a very old-timey way. Let's see how we're going to make this work, okay guys? Tactical Cloak. Go with damage and the recharge speed, okay? That's all you're going to need for that. For the tactical scan, okay, this is going to be a debuff for your boss enemies. Go with the weapon damage. Then just go for the movement speed, okay, because that headshot evo does not work, unfortunately. So just get yourself that so that you can reach damage at rank 6, okay, guys, for a nice 25% damage increase, okay. Not to mention the 7.5 that we got with the weapon damage evolution as well, okay, guys. That's a good debuff. For the arc grenades, okay, this is going to be your bread and butter. This is what's going to make the N7 Crusader work. Spec them for damage, electrical damage, and armor piercing, okay guys, that's going to do some wicked damage all over the place if you spec it that way. You've got an 8-meter radius and everything's going to get hurt, okay guys, everything's going to get so hurt by them. Quarian Defender then, okay guys, get yourself some nice bonuses for everything we're going to be rolling out with today. Get weapon damage, power damage, and weapon damage, okay guys. And then finally you can just stick 3 points into your fitness for a 650 health, but a decent 780 shields, okay? That's more than a lot of infiltrators get. Now, the weapon is the N7 Crusader. I'm going to recommend that you just strap on the Shredder mod and the high velocity barrel, okay, guys? Just so you can really stack up on the piercing that this gun can do. And for your equipment, go with the warp rounds, okay guys. With those two mods, there is no armor mitigation, okay, so you don't really need any more armor piercing or armor ignoring. Just get the 60% damage increase, okay, with the warp rounds 4, okay guys. Those things are going to hit the hardest for you. For your armor bonus, you're not a tactical cloak. You've got tactical cloak because you're an infiltrator, okay guys, and because of that you're not going to take a lot of damage. Just make sure you put out a lot of damage. Go with the power amplifiers for this guy. And you're going to be able to put out a lot of damage with your grenades, so make sure you got plenty of them. Okay, get a grenade capacity on. And then finally, obviously, you want a shotgun rail lamp, and you have everything you need to get this guy going. And he is going to do a lot of damage. Okay, guys, let's check that out. Alright, me and the boys from the Phoenix Adept video are hitting the club again. Good friends will come out with you no matter the weather. And with Disturbed Psycho, Frozen Mashamoon, and Gravity Taffy, of which I did meet in this game and became a sub that day. Always a pleasure. I always appreciate your input. Can't tell you the last time I met another British guy on here. I thought I was the only one left. However, it has been a year. If I've done this right, this video will be uploaded on the 13th of February 2014. Exactly 1 year after my first ever Mass Effect guide. So happy anniversary, birthday, or whatever you call this to me. This seems like a good one to go out on. After a whole year of this, I should hope I've covered just about every aspect of this game for you guys. Or at least I'm about to. Okay guys, I'm finally rolling out the machine that is the Quarian male infiltrator, because he's an amazing character to work this gun with. The fucking N7 Crusader. This is another gun that winds me up something fierce, okay, which is why I'm pretty sure so many of you want to see me play with it. Honestly though, I do want to use this gun on this guy. This thing is brimming with potential, which might be why it's so fucking heavy. But a lot more than the weight is going to slow you down when you're using this thing. The Crusader is a hybrid, in the sense that two guns were melted down and formed together to make a new one. Did I mention it was heavy? This gun is a shotgun by name only, and any attempts to work it like one will be the first line of frustration, okay? The Crusader doesn't fire a buckshot. Instead it fires a single high-precision slug like the Executioner pistol, and that should probably be your first warning sign. This slug is pinpoint accurate. If you fire it off by a fraction of an inch, you will miss. This weapon has a spread of 0. Okay, the projectile will only hit what's in the center of the crosshairs, so it's a tighter and ultimately much less forgiving shot than that of even a Carnifex or a Paladin. A major drawback for a shotgun, guys, okay, because a weapon like that is seriously less effective at close range. The time necessary to line up that shot doesn't exist when the enemy is right in your face, okay? Shotguns usually excel in close quarters because the shot spreads so far from the crosshairs that you don't need to take so much time to aim it. For that reason, this gun is best handled like a sniper rifle, okay? Give yourself enough distance from the enemy to line up those shots appropriately. That slug is only going where you point it. It's so on the mark that even firing the Crusader from the hip sacrifices very little, if any, accuracy, okay guys? Each shot is tighter than a nun, so not even a smart choke will affect the accuracy at all. It is as accurate as a gun can be. It really is, okay guys? At long ranges, though, the Crusader is viciously powerful, on par with and even excelling most sniper rifles and semi-automatic assault rifles, and it can make for an effective substitute if you haven't got a good one of those, okay? Like a few sniper rifles, it also has natural armor-piercing properties, okay, enabling each slug to penetrate thin objects and armor plating with no loss of damage. Even if you do equipped armor-piercing rounds or an armor-piercing mod, you'll still do full damage to any enemy after penetrating about a full meter of anything. And with those mods I have stacked on, you'll see me just blow through 2 or more enemies with a single shot. That's something that's very easy to do when there is no damage penalty with piercing, okay guys? And anyone who enjoys accurate weapons but hates all the shit that makes it so will get a kick out of the Crusader, okay? Unlike what you get with sniper rifles, you will not have your peripheral vision cut off by the usual tunnel vision aesthetic inherent with a scope. But you will still be able to shoot across the entirety of the map. It is. As I explained in my Krogan Warlord video, there really is no damage drop-off for that, okay? Also, as a shotgun, it will be less affected by aim assist, so no more sniping swarmers unless you want to. Why would you want to? This is all well and good if you're bringing your A game, okay guys? Personally, I have ways where I can shoot the nose hair off a husk from 200 meters while I dance a jig to my mobile phone's tune because your girlfriend just texted me again. And, then there's other ways where I couldn't even hit the floor if I fell over, okay? If you're in one of those waves, this gun is frustrating as hell, okay? This gun is not noob friendly. If you miss with the Crusader in a relatively serious situation, you're pretty much screwed, okay? Unless, of course, you always consider the extra time in relation to the risk ahead, which honestly isn't something you can always do realistically in a horde mode situation, which is Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, okay? However, bring your A game and you're in for a treat, okay? Kills, especially headshot kills, are really satisfying with this gun, simply because it's harder to use. When you kill an enemy with a Crusader, it's because you were spot on, and no one's going to take that away from you, okay? The enemy goes down when that heavy-ass slug hits them. Because unlike most shotguns, which require all pellets to hit to do full damage, if you hit with that one slug, you do full damage. It's just be prepared to do no damage if you miss. And headshots are lethal too, because unlike other shotguns, it's not down to luck of pellet spread at range, what damage actually gets multiplied. If the crosshairs are placed on the enemy's head, it will do the same damage regardless of the range. And also, because of the single slug fired, the Crusader suffers the smallest damage penalty against armor targets out of all the shotguns. A shotgun like the Claymore fires 8 pellets each time, and each of which face a damage loss of 50 points on Gold and Platinum for a total loss of 400 damage. The Crusader, with its single 788 damage dealing slug, only loses 50 points. It would be nice if it ignored shield gate too, though, as the single slug suffers a massive loss of damage if it destroys a shield or barrier. Your typical shotgun blast only has 1 pellet suffer the 75% damage reduction, meaning the other 7 the Claymore fires would hit at full strength to just obliterate anything that just had shields protecting it. Yeah, there are a lot of ups and downs with the N7 Crusader. You can fairly label it a jack of all trades, but master of none, okay? I mean, it has access to all the great shotgun mods and bonuses, but it's far from ideal in close combat. It has no spread and doesn't ignore shield gates, so most enemies require 2 shots, and, there's barely enough time for you to get 1 in that situation. Then, of course, you can work it as a pistol, but it's just far too heavy for any caster. The gun weighs more than the character using it, and that's going to just slow your power usage down considerably, okay? And you'd think all that weight would stabilize the fucking thing, but it kicks like a mule. More than the Claymore, which it is actually heavier than at lower levels. It's got a really good rate of fire on it for a shotgun, but, rapidly shooting it only helps it to quickly climb vertically from your target. And, you know, let's be honest, you need to be dead on to hit, unless you compensate for it. It's also great as a sniper rifle, as I said, if the scope doesn't play an important part of your sniping. Not to mention, all the best snipers would do much more damage with a sniper rifle, okay, because of the usual bonuses there are in the game. Hence, you know, sniper rifle damage in Tactical Cloak. I'd say there are more drawbacks, than there are positives with the Crusader. Or rather, the drawbacks have more effect on the gameplay than they should, which overshadows the positives of the weapon. In order for the weapon to be exceptional in a practical sense, it needs to actually, you know, shine over others in some real context. Currently, it's an ultra-rare weapon that simply doesn't fulfill any particular niche in the metagame as well as its competitors. Although that one kill was pretty funny. that Geth just went over that border like a plank. That's the slug for you guys. It is a good weapon, but it has a high learning curve and a rather small selection of optimal classes, okay guys? Which, you know, besides for variety, they would all benefit greater from its alternatives, to be honest. There are rare cases where it might be the best choice. The gun has a nice clip size and plenty of reserve ammo, so the spare thermal clip mod shouldn't be necessary. It's also not necessary that it has any accuracy or piercing mods, allowing you space for extra damage and a melee attachment. You know, fortunately it won't get any heavier from mods, so this is actually pretty great for melee kits, particularly Infiltrator ones. I'm thinking the Alliance Infiltration unit. You can melee in close quarters and shoot at range for massive damage everywhere. And I suppose the shotgun ultralight materials were practically made for this thing in that sense too, okay? Slap it on a missile build of the Destroyer, and then you can just stagger and lay waste to everything, okay? Anyone who can boost the rate of fire of this gun can shoot this thing like a scimitar that actually hurts. Because honestly, if the Crusader is going to do anything for you, it's going to hit hard, no matter what. Before Reckoning and its Executioner pistol and its Venom shotgun, the Crusader had the highest base projectile damage without a hipfire penalty in the game. It also has a wicked fast reload and a great rate of fire, so against boss enemies, it will out DPS a Claymore. It absolutely will. Statistically, it's one of the best guns in the game. The Crusader is powerful if it can actually hit things. However, it is something that's in this game with perfect accuracy, that can still miss when aimed properly. Okay, now this is why I hate it. Okay, it really doesn't matter how powerful it is if the bullets aren't landing where you're aiming. This hit-scan gun acts like a projectile weapon, because you may notice it seems to shoot blanks at levels on par with an off-host growl, okay? You may encounter particularly painful moments of this when you sort of fire at a static enemy and absolutely nothing registers. This can be the most blatant slap in the face this gun can deliver. But the truth is, the Crusader's aiming is just really fucking weird, okay? It's actually technically impossible for a hit-scan weapon to fire blanks, like I say, because what you're actually suffering from is a hit delay. Basically, the shot is going to the point where the crosshairs was when you pulled the trigger, hitting where it was rather than where it is. There is roughly a 0.15 to 0.2 fraction of a second delay on shots from this weapon, and it can get worse off host. This can lead to every shot fired while still moving the crosshair around being slightly off, okay? Or missing anything that isn't still or, you know, moving directly towards or away from you. Because, you know, they might escape the impact point during this time. Stationary or slow-moving targets will cause you no real issue, unless you're sort of working the very edge of them. An Atlas-sized target, for instance, is unlikely to get out of the way fast enough. But you can have your crosshairs clearly over a target and completely miss it, because it's not there a split second later after you've fired. Alternatively, though, you can actually kill an enemy you weren't even aiming at, because it was positioned where you shot 0.2 seconds ago. BioWare has stated that the delay is 0.02 seconds, but community tests have shown that it is never consistent. Okay, guys, it really isn't. And nothing appears to prevent the hit from being slightly off, okay? Accuracy and stability bonuses do nothing. Zooming in does nothing. Even hosting does nothing to prevent this from happening. The only way to be 100% accurate with your shot is to not move your crosshairs at all for half a second when firing. As a result, a small bit of lead should be considered when trying to hit rapidly moving targets, okay? Basically, you want to be gunning for where you suspect the enemy will be a split second later if you want to have any chance of hitting them. It's not that the Crusader is the only gun with a hit delay, though. Guns like the Talon pistol have this too, but it's never consistent like it is on the Crusader. And it's ultimately less frustrating as well, because there's a better visual cue on the Talon. The ammo counter doesn't update until well after the bullet hit, providing a better sense of what it takes to aim the weapon. The Crusader's ammo counter, because watch it guys, it updates the moment you pull the trigger, but you won't hit anything until a fraction of a second later. This creates a sense of travel time that doesn't actually exist, and it just works to confuse a player, okay? So yeah, that is something you've got to be prepared for. However, using a character that has a stunning power like the Quarian male Infiltrator pretty much negates the issue. Any enemy spazzing on the spot in front of you is not going anywhere anytime soon, okay? It also greatly helps not to have to worry about cooldowns with so much with this gun. If you're only depending on one single power, or even if you're using grenades, or ideally you have Tactical Cloak, okay, you will be able to stun and gun with deadly efficiency. And this is quite efficient, okay guys, what I'm doing here, very efficient. I'm stunning all enemies in a mighty 8-meter radius, and I have 4 lovely shots and a quick reload to take them all out with. There's also naturally very few shield gate issues with arc grenades on the field, okay, and since I haven't taken the sniper option on this guy, there was plenty of points to make a nice debuff for the boss targets. And trust me, those targets go down fast with the 2 piercing mods I can treat myself to, completely ignoring armor and allowing me to penetrate much thicker cover. This also leaves my ammo bonus slot free for maximum weapon damage with the warp rounds, as I said. Literally, the strategy for this build is simple and devastating. You always start your attack by cloaking and throwing an arc grenade. Since, you know, throwing grenades don't break cloak, you always benefit nicely from being invisible still. You want to be invisible, or at the very most, be just 2.5 seconds after breaking cloak for the grenades to go, for when the grenades go off, so it receives the damage boost. From there, you can judge the situation to fight or flee. You know, if you choose to fight, you just take out the trash mobs you have stunned, or tactical scan the boss enemy you have stunned, and then you gun it down. Every tac cloak should be followed by arc grenade, because it's massive damage. It's huge. The Quarry male Infiltrator is very much like the Solarian, slightly less efficient, as his ability to sort of shield strip stun is limited to grenade ammunition, and his debuff to armor is a rather long and awkward animation, which hogs the tactical cloak boost. However, he's a great deal more powerful and durable, and able to survive even more so because of the incredible air of effect of the arc grenades. He's just got a much better chance to, he's just a much better character, to get stuck in with. Hence the shotgun choice, okay? And much like his engineering cousin, he does so much damage to such an air of effect. If you're not rocking the N7 Crusader, you might as well strap on some other gun, some other good gun to keep things flowing, okay guys? You can go stick on the Cerberus Harrier, the Lancer, the Saber. Okay, you can just sort of snipe all the enemies you have stunned really quickly. We just going with something like the Saber. The Valkyrie wouldn't be a bad choice, okay, because that thing's got a 3 times damage multiplier when you get a headshot with it, okay? And with the enemy stunned by the initial arc grenade strike, that's going to be a really easy shot, okay? Otherwise, you can go with the Mattock, Revenant. The Collector Assault Rifle will be fine. You know, Argos, the Faceton. Okay, that's a gun that does decent damage if you can get up close with it. And since you've got all the enemy locked up, it's really easy to get in close. You could go with the Vindicator, even the Geth Pulse Rifle. Because to do decent damage with that gun, you also want to get the headshots. Okay, this gun also has a tidy 3 times damage multiplier when you score 1, and one of the gun's other strengths is its sweet rate of fire and its ammo capacity. This makes it great for stripping shields and applying all your ammo bonuses, which you'll be able to get a lot of tech explosions off of with your following arc grenades. And, other guns that would be great for that, something like the Falcon. Okay, it's a projectile weapon. They're almost guaranteed to apply ammo effects when they hit the enemy, and they've got a nice big explosive area of effects. So you've got all this great crowd control to match your arc grenades and stuff. And, the Aegis anti-synthetic rifle will be good too, because that's got a 200% damage multiplier to shields and barriers. Otherwise, it's your usual suspects, guys. Go with the Claymore, the Raider, the Wraith, the Geth Plasma Shotgun, the Piranha, the Riga, the Venom. Okay, that's another one great for tech explosions. The Growl Spike Thrower, the Eviscerator. You can go with SMGs, go with the Hurricane, because you can get the power magnifier on them and buff your arc grenades. And, you know, the awesome rates of fire and those things are going to get the tech explosions going as well. You can go with the Blood Pack Punisher, the Locust, that's another one with a great headshot multiplier, Tempest. You can even go with the Geth Plasma SMG, okay, guys, and work it the same way as the Pulse Rifle. And pistols, okay, Executioner, Talon, it's got a nice 150% multiplier to shields and barriers. That's going to go for tech explosions. Yeah, your Paladin, Arc Pistol, Eagle, Suppressor, 4 times damage multiplier for headshots there, okay, and of course the Carnifex. Because of what this guy's powers can do, though, he's a great sniper like the Slayer and Infiltrator too. Arc grenades are going to stun all the enemies and take care of any shield gating issues within an 8-meter radius. So if you want to snipe with this guy, take sniper damage at rank 6 of Tactical Cloak and just go for the 4th rank of Tactical Scan, weapon damage, and then get the 4th rank of Fitness for some durability. The additional 25% damage boost to sniper rifles in Cloak will work out far better than the temporary 10% damage bonus of Tactical Scan, sorry. And if you're not getting rank 6 of the scan, you really don't need to bother with the buggy 5th rank. Now, don't get the wrong idea, the movement speed evolution works just fine, but it's only worth having because the headshots evo doesn't, okay? So, forgettable slow down mechanics aside, you might as well just score some nice shields, because they're vastly superior to the marksman's, because of course an Infiltrator needs them more. So yeah, if you're going with a sniper, go with the Javelin, Widow, Keyshot Harpoon Gun, the Mantis, okay? But what I do recommend is you do something like you with the Saber, go with a sniper rifle that's got a few shots in its clip, okay? So you can take out multiple enemies that you stun. So something like the Black Widow, the Valiant, the Indra, Raptor, and, you know, you can go with something like the Chrysay to rock tech explosions again with your sniper rifles, and you can go with the Collector sniper rifle too, because that's got an insane rate of fire. And you can hit multiple targets with it quickly as well. But that's the gameplay, guys. I'll just quickly go through your ammo bonuses. You can go with Warp, okay? It's going to give you the biggest damage boost, and you've already got enough piercing to ignore armor, but otherwise you can go with armor piercing or drill. And then you've got elemental ammo for those tech explosions I was telling you about. And you can go with Phasix as well, because that will sort out any shield gate issues that might be left. Now, obviously, for your armor bonus, go with the power amp, shield power cells, or cyclonic modulator if you're struggling to survive. And then for your gear, you want grenade capacity, shock trooper upgrade, warfighter package, or the assault loadout, so you've got those thermal clips. Otherwise, just go with weapon damage, so you can get weapon amp, so you can get weapon damage, or vulnerability VIs, or you can go with the mental focuser, okay, guys, because the arc grenades are a combat power, not a tech power. So you need to go with something like that. And if you're still struggling to survive, go with a multi-capacitor, stronghold package, survivor loadout, shield booster, responder loadout, okay guys, this is if you really need it. And that is all it is to it, guys, okay? I hope you've enjoyed these additions to the Know Your Meme playlist. This is the last one now, okay, guys? I mean, after a year, what more can I say? It was a bit of fun. This was a bit of a gun run, actually, I know. Feel free to vote for more of those in this video. There is always a chance for more Mass Effect 3 videos, there really is, but I do think I'm done, okay? Be the first to know where I'm going to go from here by hitting that subscribe button, and please let me know what you thought of this final hurrah with a comment and a like, okay guys? I've been Bwnci, and it's been beautiful.